undefeated three-division pound-for-pound king with 33 victories, 24 of those victories coming by way of KO. The former lightweight, former undisputed super lightweight, and tonight, making the first defense of his WBO welterweight championship of the world. Born, bred, and repping Omaha, Nebraska, Terence Crawford. Of 24 world title bouts, he is undefeated in his 18-year campaign with a record of 47 wins, no losses, 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the pound-for-pound great of the pay-per-view king, boxing's future Hall of Famer, the sensational 11-time world champion in 5 weight divisions. Please welcome the reigning, the founding, and the undefeated WBC and WBA welterweight
When an unbeaten icon returns to the big stage to challenge the most feared welterweight of this generation, the entire boxing world comes to a halt. This is not a routine matchup. It is pride against legacy, skill against strength, and a true measure of greatness. Floyd "Money" Mayweather created his legacy through perfect timing, elite defense, and unmatched ring intelligence. 50 fights and 50 wins define a career shaped with absolute precision. Now he steps directly into danger, facing Terence "Bud" Crawford, a sharp-minded and ruthless strategist who breaks champions apart with calm control. Fans are not watching for memories. They want clarity. Can Mayweather legendary defense survive Crawford constant stance, switching, and pressure? Is the champion still impossible to touch? Or has the crown already changed hands? This is not old versus new. This is control against fate. Every punch exchange and sequence adds another page to boxing history. If anyone believed legends stay safe after retirement, that belief ends here. This moment has rewritten the rules of the sport forever. Whether Mayweather shows he remains the master or Crawford solves the unsolvable puzzle, one truth stands firm. The world has just seen history happen right before its eyes, and this is where things take a shocking turn. Floyd Mayweather has done something no one expected. The undefeated legend, who proudly calls himself TBE the best ever, has officially called out Terence "Bud" Crawford, a fighter many consider the most complete of this era. Now one question is spreading through the boxing world. Is this a real challenge or another brilliant move in Mayweather trademark promotion game? It all began during what was meant to be a calm and respectful discussion about legacy, greatness, and the future of boxing. But staying true to who he is, Floyd changed the tone. Never one to fade into the background, Mayweather reminded everyone of his perfect 50 wins and 0 losses, his unmatched technical skill, and his belief that no fighter from any era can outthink or outclass him when it matters most. Then came the moment that stunned everyone in the room. Floyd looked straight ahead and said, "You and I can step in the ring and settle this once and for all." The mood shifted instantly. Crawford, cool and confident, did not react. He gave a slight smile, showing the calm of a man fully aware of his worth and his timing. For now, Bud remains focused on his massive upcoming fight with Canelo Alvarez, scheduled for this September. A fight that could become both the most dangerous and most historic moment of his career now stands in front of Terence "Bud" Crawford. Even so, Floyd Mayweather words cannot be brushed aside. The idea of Mayweather versus Crawford, whether real or not, has shaken the boxing world and sparked the kind of debate, drama, and curiosity that keeps the sport alive. So what is really going on? Is Floyd Mayweather seriously thinking about coming out of retirement to challenge a world champion still in his prime? Or is this another smart move from Money Mayweather? A perfectly timed strategy to keep his name relevant, his brand alive, and his empire dominating headlines, clicks, and global attention. For years, Mayweather's success was not built on skill alone. It was built on control. Control of timing, promotion, and public perception. Every statement, every appearance, and every move was planned with the same care as his punches. But beneath the noise sits a very real question. Does this fight even make sense? Mayweather has been retired for years and only steps into the ring for exhibition bouts with no danger and huge rewards. Would he truly risk returning for an official fight against someone as dangerous as Crawford? Or is this simply another clever play? A hype-driven moment meant to fuel streams, create viral momentum, and possibly open the door to yet another massive payday. No matter what the reality is, one thing cannot be denied. Mayweather's bold statements have reignited one of boxing's oldest arguments. What would truly happen if Floyd Mayweather stepped into the ring against a prime elite fighter from this generation? And even more important, with Crawford focused on building legacy, defining greatness in his upcoming showdown with Canelo Alvarez, does he even care about Floyd's challenge? Mayweather, as always, stands firm in his belief. In his eyes, there is no debate. He is the greatest to ever do it. An unbeaten 50-0 record. World titles across 5 weight divisions. A career shaped by elite defense, sharp intelligence, and unmatched business brilliance. To Floyd, he is not simply part of boxing history. He believes he is the benchmark everyone is measured against. But Terence "Bud" Crawford is not just another name in this discussion. He is widely viewed as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today. A 3-division world champion and the first boxer ever to become undisputed in 2 separate weight classes. Crawford stands for a new level of excellence, a fighter who mixes speed, intelligence, and knockout strength with an almost unreal ability to change stances and adjust during a fight. While he has always shown respect for Mayweather greatness, Crawford has never been afraid to speak his truth. He believes he can defeat anyone, including Floyd himself. This confidence is not empty talk. It comes from years of dominance, real experience, and unshakable belief. His longtime trainer and lead strategist Brian "Bomac" McIntyre has repeated this view many times, stating that Bud's aggressive approach, elite ring intelligence, and methodical breakdown of opponents would give him the advantage even against a legend like Mayweather. Whether this moment fades as just another headline or grows into something much larger, one thing is certain. The boxing world is watching closely, because if Mayweather and Crawford ever share the ring, it would be more than just a fight. Floyd Mayweather has once again sent shockwaves through the boxing world with a move nobody expected. The unbeaten legend, the man who proudly calls himself TB, the best ever, has officially called out Terence "Bud" Crawford the most dangerous pound-for-pound fighter of this generation. Now the biggest question spreading across boxing fans is simple. Is Mayweather truly planning a serious return, or is this another classic Money Mayweather power play? A move meant to keep his empire strong and his name ruling headlines around the world. It all started during what was supposed to be a respectful discussion about careers, legacies, and where boxing is headed next. But staying true to his style, Mayweather quickly changed the tone. Floyd reminded everyone of his perfect 50 wins and 0 losses, his unmatched defensive genius, and his firm belief that no fighter from any era can outthink him when the pressure is highest. Then came the moment that stunned everyone watching. With his signature confidence, Mayweather looked directly at Crawford and said, "You and I can step in the ring and settle this once and for all." The mood shifted immediately. Crawford, calm and collected as always, did not react. He just gave a small smirk.
Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion. 3 times over, 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight.
It's been a great fight his whole career. People like Arizona Lara gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. People like Floyd Mayweather also gave you the blueprint on how to beat him. But Bud is more fierce, more fearsome, and more angrier, and more meaner than both of those guys. So you know, if they showed you the blueprint, Bud gonna go out there and take that blueprint and do even more with it, which is what Bud did. So it was never a question in my mind that Bud really was going to outbox me just if he could take the punch. And right away he showed, bam, he could take the punch. So I know from that point, if he just slowed him down, which he did, he people. Okay, then late in the fight, what other people still didn't see? Late in the fight, Bud started hitting Canelo's body. One of those body shots, I think, about 7 or 8 rounds.
Right.
Hurt Canelo. I was like, whoa. Bud hit him in the right spot then. He got Canelo's respect for that too. So Bud fought a very, very awesome fight, fought a beautiful fight, very tactical.
Very controlled.
Yes, it was a beautiful fight for boxing.
It was a beautiful fight. You know, Bud got hit with some shots.
He did. He did.
He got hit with some single shots going out. You know, he's going out, and you know Canelo, if he has you trapped in the corner or along the ropes, it's typically 1 to 2 big shots. You know that if you watched him.
Yep.
So you can tell Crawford, as he was going out, he knew the one shot was coming, and several times it landed. He even got hit with a 2-piece. I don't remember what round it was, an uppercut right hand that Crawford took well. So you started seeing him absorb the shots. If you're Team Crawford, you don't want him to take that shot, but if you started seeing that, now you know that, okay, and I think that's what gave Crawford the green light to stay there a little bit longer.
He smiled about it.
He smiled about it. And sometimes that smile can be a lie, and sometimes that smile can mean what I think it meant for Crawford, which is, oh,
big bad wolf. Beat him. You the wolf. Now it's like, you know what I mean? Like, all right. Also a fight. Beat the shark, beat the wolf. Man. Like, I mean, ain't no more ops out there. It's ops out there. But who will make them really want to get up? That's the
Shit gotta make sense. Like I said, you be a shark, you be a wolf, but there's the monster.
Yeah, but that's like a real monster.
Bro, that's not, to me, it don't make sense, but that's what, yo, is that proof? I got a legendary name in the building, legend. But, what makes sense? Like, what makes the most sense? I know you said get a lot of Brooks Brothers.
Sweat. Not saying you ain't gotta work, you ain't gotta sweat. He's paid the career where he can sit down at a team and get this money. He could come out with a Terence Crawford series now, just whatever, doing whatever he like to do. People gonna watch. Nobody, the fighting part, people don't understand what it's like to be a fighter. A lot of times, fighters really don't be interested in certain fights. It's because when a guy sees himself up here and is fighting a guy down here, it don't interest him. So therefore, when he train, he's not gonna really train. He's gonna train, but he's not gonna train. He's not gonna listen. He gonna feel like his coach taking it too serious. And he's like, man, this ain't.
Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would Floyd take the risk, or is this just another masterclass in money making? And don't forget to subscribe for more fight breakdowns, boxing news, and updates from the world of combat sports.
His attention remains fully on his massive September showdown with Canelo Alvarez, arguably the most dangerous and career-defining fight of his life. Yet Mayweather challenge cannot be dismissed. With the world already focused on Crawford versus Canelo, Floyd's sudden entry adds a whole new level of intrigue. So what is really happening? Is Mayweather seriously thinking about coming out of retirement to face a prime world champion? Or is this another clever marketing move, a calculated plan to keep his billion-dollar empire relevant, his pay-per-view numbers high, and his name dominating every combat sports conversation? Beyond the headlines, a practical question remains. Does this fight even make sense? Mayweather has been retired for years, taking part only in lucrative exhibition bouts that offered massive pay with zero risk to his perfect record. Could he realistically return for a sanctioned high-stakes fight against a relentless switch-hitting force like Crawford? Or is this just another display of Mayweather genius, a perfectly timed surge of hype designed to set social media on fire, spark endless speculation, and once again place Floyd Mayweather at the center of boxing's attention? One thing is clear: Mayweather words have reignited a long-standing debate. What would really happen if he faced a prime elite fighter from today's generation? Could the defensive master still counter the speed, power, and adaptability of modern champions like Crawford? And as always, one fact about Floyd remains the same. He never steps into the ring unless the money is enormous. With Canelo Alvarez recently signing a record $150 million deal, it is no coincidence that Floyd's interest has reemerged. The message is simple. If the payout is massive and the spotlight global enough, Mayweather could step back into the ring. As boxing's self-proclaimed moneyman, he is not about to let anyone challenge his financial reign. His empire was built on turning fights into pure business. If Canelo now earns 9 figures per bout, you can be sure Floyd would demand twice that. History proves it. His 2015 mega fight with Manny Pacquiao generated over $300 million, breaking every pay-per-view record. 2 years later, his crossover fight with Conor McGregor brought in another $275 million, showing his appeal went far beyond traditional boxing fans. This is why the prospect of Mayweather facing Terence Crawford creates both excitement and doubt. Alright everyone, stay tuned for all the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Ring Headquaterzz and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Make sure to check out our other videos as well. Until next time, take care and stay safe.